Veronica has transformed tobacco control in Argentina and in Latin America through her leadership, her respect for diverse voices, her mentoring of talented people, and her resolve in the face of opposition from the tobacco industry. We honor her for today, for building this powerful movement, and for helping her country and region make historic progress in the fight against tobacco. Please welcome Veronica, and please join me in congratulating her.
Good evening. It's a great pleasure for me to be here tonight. Thank you very much to the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, and thank you, Matt, for your words. Not only for this distinction, but also for the support you have given us all these years for our work. It's a great honor for me to receive this award representing Argentina. I am representing the civil society movement and the academic and scientific community of my country. First, it's an honor because what this award represents for me personally and for all who work in our organization, la Fundación Interamericana del Corazón, I call it in Spanish, Fundación Interamericana del Corazón, Argentina. Tobacco control is for us a human rights issue because it implies the protection of several basic rights: the right to life, the right to health, and the right to be socially included, reducing the poverty, the right to work in a safe environment, among other fundamental rights. The protection of the population of the dramatic tobacco epidemic can only be achieved if we defend public health interests over the economic interests of the powerful tobacco industry that aggressively interferes in the implementation of health policy worldwide. That is why tobacco control efforts are so important in the fight of social justice, and that is why this award represents such an honor for me and for the rest of my colleagues. But it is not the only reason why I feel so honored with this award. I am also proud because for what Judy was and what Judy represented for tobacco control. I did not have the honor of meeting her in person, but everybody involved in tobacco control knows her passion and commitment for public health, her solidarity, her leadership, her interpersonal skills, her strategic planning skills. Judy inspires us all, and this award is a timely and wonderful motivation to keep on growing and working for a fairer world, as she always did. I have been a physician for almost 20 years, and I have worked as a medical doctor, seeing patients dying and their families suffering because of tobacco-related diseases, most of the time in the Hospital Italiano de Buenos Aires, a great institution in my country. And in the year 2000, together with a group of colleagues, we founded the tobacco control program at the hospital. We founded the tobacco control program because everybody smoked inside the hospital. In 2000, there were very different times in Argentina, and everybody smoked anywhere, even in the hospital. The beginning of my work in tobacco control was a smoking cessation program. I'm turning my own hospital in a smoke-free place. Today, this would be not visible today. This is not the situation in Argentina, but those days, we could observe this situation. The same year, 2000, I met Beatriz Champagne, the executive director of the Fundación Interamericana del Corazón, the central office here in Dallas, United States, and I started being in continuous contact with the Fundación Interamericana del Corazón, mostly in advocacy work. 12 years have passed since then, and I received training in epidemiology and statistics at the University of Buenos Aires. I work in the Ministry of Health. I also had the wonderful opportunity to work in the Pan American Health Organization, the program Smoke-Free America, that promoted smoke-free environments in all Latin American countries, among other significant experiences that have greatly influenced my professional development as an advocate and researcher in tobacco control. In 2006, I was hired by the Fundación Interamericana del Corazón as a consultant for Latin America in tobacco control, and 2 years later, in 2008, we decided to open the office in Argentina, the Fundación Interamericana del Corazón, Argentina. The same year, we launched the Smoke-Free Alliance that today is composed of more than 100 organizations all around the country. And this alliance gave us the opportunity to bring together people from all the country to learn from other experience, to not reinventing the wheel all the time, and to promote big battles in little places all around the country, provinces and cities. I represent Argentina, but I am also representing Latin America today. The Latin American countries are facing a wonderful transformation, not only in tobacco control, political, social, and economic changes, among others. They have also experienced a great progress in tobacco control during the last few years, and Argentina is not the exception. Latin America has a known dynamic. The civil society is very strong, and we are all connected. We know perfectly well what's going on in other countries in Latin America, which is really a wonderful situation in our region. In my country, it's wonderful to see all the progress achieved in Argentina, despite the fact that a strong tobacco industry interference, which led to 40 years of systematic failure in the adoption of tobacco control bills, and the FCTC that was not ratified till now. Despite the fact that Argentina is one of the leading tobacco growers in the world and has one of the highest smoking prevalence in the region, still now, today, we have 30% of prevalence in our population. As I mentioned before, there has been a tremendous social change regarding tobacco consumption during the last few years and smoke-free environments. Thanks to the efforts and collaboration of dozens of civil society organizations nationwide, and the commitment of many decision makers, for the first time in the history, last June, Argentina enacted the first national tobacco control law respectful of international standards. This long and difficult journey was previously observed in the provinces and cities. The process of cultural change and social mobilization began several years ago in little places, giving great battles against tobacco industry and its allies. Building a strong tobacco control movement was essential for this transformation in my country, as it has been the case in other social movements in Argentina, like the fight for women's rights or the protection against crimes against humanity, among many others that happened after the return of democracy in the 80s in Argentina. Today, we can say that there is a slow but steady decline in the tobacco prevalence in adults and also in adolescents. Smoking in indoor places has been denormalized, and smoke-free environments are the social norm accepted today in my country. And tobacco control is now part of the public agenda. We know we are just in the beginning. There is a lot of work to do yet. We still have one of the cheapest cigarettes in the region, and each day the cigarettes become more affordable in Argentina, unfortunately. We have still to ratify the FCTC, among other crucial pending issues in tobacco control. So we do not only have to challenge the threatening the implementation of the current national law, but we also need to move forward in the promotion of new regulatory changes. To achieve this, we need political will of our decision makers to really stop tobacco industry, and even more empowered population. I would like to share this award with all the Argentinian advocates and researchers who have contributed to this change. This award is for them too. In particular, I want to share it with my colleagues at FIC Argentina, an interdisciplinary team mainly formed by committed, courageous, and smart women, and some wonderful men too, I must say. I also want to share it with all the organizations and individuals that are part of ALIAR, our national coalition, with the youngs that are members of our youth advocates activists called La Red, is a net of young advocates that is working in all Latin American countries, and with my colleagues from the tobacco control program at Hospital Italiano, where I began. I want to share this award especially with those who have always inspired my work, particularly with Beatriz Champagne, the director of the Fundación Interamericana del Corazón in United States, the original foundation, from whom I learned about advocacy and keeping in mind the Latin American perspective. I also want to share this award with Ana Tambusi, our president in FIC Argentina, who taught me to work in an interdisciplinary team and to always be open to listen different perspectives. And with Herman Jagroski, former president of the Inter-American Heart Foundation, and a colleague in the hospital who has inspired my work with his continuous sense of social justice. I want to thank Mariela Alderete, our vice director in FIC Argentina, for sharing with me each daily battle to run the organization and for taking the time and generosity to prepare my postulation for this award. And finally, I want to thank my husband, who is here, and my 3 sons, 3 beautiful boys, because without their love, support, and understanding, none of my work could have been done, and because they are the main reason to keep fighting for a better world. Thank you very much.